Hey, Sunny here. We had covered some music theory based on intervals, and we'll continue our lesson on interval. Um, so we covered the octave, um, perfect fifth, and perfect fourth, minor and major third, which are very important in terms of forming chords. Those are the backbone, basic notes you really have to know is the fourth, the fifth, and the major, minor, third. We also cover major, minor, second, which is like an alto note. So today we're going to cover major and minor six and flat five. So we're going to use a D power chord, uh, which is a perfect fifth interval here on the A string at fifth fret and the seventh fret on the D string to demonstrate this three interval. So we have this perfect fifth right here. We got a D, and the perfect fifth up is A, and the perfect fourth is this one right here of D. So the perfect fourth is on the fifth fret on the D string. So it's D, G is perfect fourth, D, A is perfect fifth. Now between those two notes, what we have is a flat five, and you can hear it a lot in 80s metal. A lot of the flat five chord is used. One very distinctive example is "When Heaven Comes Down" by George Lynch, Dokken. So that's a flat five. So if we use this D power chord as an example, perfect fifth, flat five interval, perfect fourth. So the flat five falls between 4 and 5. Okay? It's got a very diminished sound to it. If you play, let's say you start with A note on the fifth fret on the low E string, the flat five would be the sixth fret on the A string. Basically, is always half step down from perfect fifth. So that's A power chord, A flat five interval. Same thing on the D, right? We talked about that. D power chord, half note down. It's a flat five. It's got that very I guess you can say it's a very dissonant sound to it. And then you can do it on the middle string. That's basically a G power chord in the middle section of the strings. You got your D5 and a G7. Move half step down from the perfect fifth. Okay, now we move down. If we want to do the flat five on the G string and the B string, remember from my previous lesson that you have to visualize that the B and the high B and the high E string is shift half step down. So in order to play a power chord or the perfect fifth interval at the G and B string, instead of doing the regular shape like that, you gotta play like this. So the perfect fifth of C note, which is a fifth fret on the G string, the perfect fifth would be the eighth fret on the B string. You can check it on the C power chord at the A string position or the third position. Okay, so half step down. So the flat five is this. So it's like a power chord now. It's like a power chord shape, but this will give you a flat five because again the B string is shift up half step. So instead of doing this position, if you move down to this G and B string, this will be a flat five. Now in the last two string, because both string is shift up half step, so when you play in those two string, it doesn't impact that you have to shift the note half step up. So if you want to just say, let's just say a power chord, a perfect fifth interval on the high two strings. Let's just start with the 5th fret on the B string. The perfect fifth of that would be the 7th fret on the high E string. So a flat 5 would be half step down from that. Perfect fifth would be. So only the G and B string is like that. When you go down to the last two strings, we're back to that shape. Alright. Now take the same example. We'll go the other way. So -6 would be one note higher than the perfect fifth. So let's just take the G power chord at the third position, for example. So a -6 interval would be this one right here. Would be the 6th fret on the A string. Now, in the same direction, major 6 would be another half step up. Okay. So perfect fifth, -6 interval, major 6 interval. Okay. And one thing you want to listen to, just get a sound in your head for -6. If you're familiar with Queensryche, Operation Mindcrime, the song Operation Mindcrime, it goes like this. So that is a -6. A lot of time you hear some power chord though. So this is a -6. So you can just kind of get the sound into your head. Major 6. You can think of the blues shovel, the very popular blues shovel. So it's a whole step up from the perfect fifth interval. So if you play the D shovel, blues shovel, perfect fifth, major 6. So major 6 is used a lot in blues songs. So you got the -6. Let's talk about the -6 interval for a few more minutes. So this is the -6, right? Now another way you can play this same note right here, the 8th fret on the D string, is the same note as the 4th fret on the G string. I'm sorry, on the third note on the G string. So you can play the 5th fret on the A and 3rd fret on the G. That's still a major 6 interval. It's the same thing as doing this. Now same thing. Now another thing I want to talk about is that a major 6 interval, and this is listen carefully here. So if you play the D an octave higher, a D octave higher on the 5th fret on the A, an octave higher will be 7th fret on the G string. Now if you look at the relationship with the -6 interval, so that's a major third, is it? So a -6 interval, if you play the D octave higher, will become a major third of B flat, because minor 6 is B flat. The D note on the 7th fret on the G string will constitute a major third interval. So there's a relationship between those. There's a very strong relationship between those two. Minor 6, major third, because major third is a structure of a chord. So there's a strong interval between those two notes, a strong distance. Same thing. Now we're going to talk about the major 6. So the major 6 of the D power chord would be the 9th fret on the D string. Now, this same note can also be played on the 4th fret on the G string. So this is also a major 6. It's a different position. You play in G4 with A5. It's still a major 6. Now, take the same idea of minor 6. If you focus on the major 6, now if we want to move the D note again octave higher to the 7th fret on the G string, you will notice that now is a minor third interval. So the D note octave higher is actually a minor third of B note of B. So that's a strong relationship there. If the D major 6 is a B, and then D octave higher is a major third, a minor third of B. So if you play the B minor chord, the D note on the B string on the 3rd fret. So just want to get an idea of what the relationship is. The 6th note is used a lot in jazz and blues, especially blues, because so this is also a if you play like this, let's just say on the 7th fret on the G and the 7th fret on the E string, that is also a major 6. Now if you think about it, this D note on the 7th fret octave higher would be 10th fret on the high E string. Now 3 fret back, the 7th fret on the E string, that's a major 6 of D. Minor 6. If you do minor 6 position on a G and B string, you got a 7th fret on a G for the D note, 11th fret on the B string. Alright, that's a B flat. Okay, and that's a minor 6 interval. Now if you play this note right here, same note, so the minor 6 interval can play like this without stretching your hands out like that. It's like you skip a string, but you're playing the minor 6 on the high E string instead of on the B string. So if you kind of remember those shapes you play, so you can start visualizing where all the intervals are. And when we start putting chords together, and you know which one is major 6, minor 6, major second, minor second, so forth and so forth. Thanks for watching.